and welcome. I'm John, and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new here, this is a painting video. I try and do one every week. All my regulars here, guys, I feel love. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon, guys. Right, so what are we painting this week? I'm going to be painting this guy. Okay. So we go, what the hell? What model is that? This is a Harbinger of Bast from WarGods. Okay, I don't know nothing about the game. I don't know nothing about the range or anything like that. Okay, but that's how much it cost me. I bought it from Salute one year. Got a website on there so you guys can have a look. Yeah, there's a website there, so you guys can have a look. crocodilegames.com if you're interested in looking at the range. Said I've never looked at the range. I've had this model sitting there and I put them together and I said, right, okay. So there's no artwork for the model or nothing. But when I saw him, I thought I would get him for the game that I'm working on, because it's an absolute amazing model. Stop focusing on the thing behind, focus on the model. Anyway, I'm going to sort my white palette out and I'll be back to you in a second. I don't know if you can hear in the background, it's actually hammering down rain here. So I'll see you in a second, guys. Right, so the white palette. This is meant to be bronze flesh, but it's got a very milky colour. I don't know if it's going to be okay or not. I don't know. I did give it a good shake up, but it's a very old paint. Rhinox hide. If this one isn't okay, the bronze flesh, then I'll just get some Screaming Skull and do a Screaming Skull, because I'm going to get the same effect, but I wanted to have more of a creamy yellowy colour rather than a creamy ivory colour. This is Kinetic Alloy, I think it is. It's a layer paint. This is the Rune Lord Brass Retribute Armour. This one is Warlock Purple, very old paint again. And this is Screaming Pink something or other. I've chucked some paints away now, so I can't remember what it is. It's Screaming Pink something. Now, I'm thinking about these two for the cloak, these robes at the front. Now, I was going to go with the usual blues and reds and all that sort of stuff. I thought, no, let me try something a little bit different. So, that's the colours I've got on the palette. I do have, so that's Screaming Skull in the background, just in case. I do have some Corax White. So I haven't even opened this paint. As you can see, it's not even opened. So I'm going to test it out, see what it looks like. And I do have these two in the background for the skin, possibly. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use, but I'm going to go for some of that. So first thing I'm going to do, that bronze flesh is going really watery down. Yeah, I think that's gone. It's going on very, very watery. It's like there's no paint on it at all, just coloured water. Okay. No problem, just give me a second, I'll get some Screaming Skull going. Right, so let's get some Screaming Skull on there. Cutting all that first. Around his chest. The brush is too wet. Now with his skin, I don't want it to be like a perfectly Screaming Skull. Nothing. I'm just going to do the Screaming Skull as to try and lighten up a bit. So if I do go for the wash, it's there, or if I go for the contrast, it's there. I've got to worry about anything. And that's the reason why I'm doing this skin first. Apart from it's a big point of the model, the contrast will take a little bit longer to dry, so I just said let me get it done first. I didn't realise he had so much hair. So a lot of bangles and stuff on his arms. I think that's the way this model's sculpted, just to try and hide like where the arm joins in, because this model, this is one piece. It's actually this part that actually came on, but he actually had two hands. So this hand, or the other one was just a hand with like a lightning claw coming off it type thing, like Wolverine type claws, which just looks cool, but I just didn't, for the game that I'm making, it wouldn't really work. So I just thought, no, just give him this little sickle. Some people will say, John, why don't you just centerfold him? I'll tell you why. Because of the gold on his helmet. There's a piece on his helmet there. I can see it better than I think the camera's picking it up at the moment. But when there's to be some gold on there, you see it, you're like, oh wow, absolutely amazing. So if you can hear that wind howling away out there, and the rain, absolutely miserable morning this morning. Right, I'm going to crack on with his other leg and all that. See you in a second, guys. Right, so they were like this. Let me go closer. Okay, see how much hair he has. Now, the other brush I was using just a second ago, I noticed that the last model I was painting as well, the bristles all they kept opening up at the end. Yeah, just opening up, so I couldn't. I'm going to still use it, but for me that's more of a wash brush now, or or a shading brush or something like that. So it's a brush that I can just quickly paint on big areas. So now I'm going to use one of these bad boys. First time ever using this one. Okay, the way I've got it for me for Christmas, not just gone, Christmas before, and I never touched them. It's been sitting there. Let's go with their weapon now. It's a bit of a weird handle to hold. Okay, some rune of brass across the weapon. It's always weird when you haven't started with a new paintbrush, because you have to get used to the way that the handle feels and the way the bristles are, and I might actually have to go for some more colours, because I've just noticed there is a nice big gem on the end there of his staff. So I might have to go for some new colours in a sec. Well, I'll probably get on the rest of it first, and then when I'm waiting for something to dry, then I'll go for the colours. Why am I doing the rune or brass now? Because I want to set this up ready for the dry brush. And like with like the circular pole, you don't want to do it up and down. You want to try and do it round and round, like just sort of side to side, not side to side, but not side to side, but sort of just around. because if there is any little bits that you miss, especially with a black undercoat, it just look like nicks in the stuff itself. When I put this model together weeks ago, I didn't film myself putting it together. It was just quickly put them together and getting ready for a painting video. And I actually was thinking the other day, should I paint him or should I not paint him? And I said, you know what? It's a model. It's not a GW model. It's a WarGod's model from Crocodile Games. But you know what? Looking at him, I don't know if the camera's picking up too well, but there was some amazing bits and pieces on him. You have to really start trying to fiddle around with the camera and try and get the best possible sort of view. Not, you know, of what the model itself, but what I'm doing. Well, you can see what I'm doing, but I mean, just figure out why the model zooms in on my hand and not on the model that I want it to, and you know, just silly things like that I need to sort out. Right, what else we got? This is sickle. Don't forget his sickle, John. I think I really undersold myself with the colours, the amount of colours I picked out. There's just so much more detail in this model than I realised. It's a really good thing, because it means it's going to be so much different things to look at on the model, but it's just, I wish I would realise that first of all. Let's get the handle the same. I was actually watching Andy from Media Garbies last night painting the new Aldari. Absolutely amazing videos. You know, it's amazing painting, and it's always amazing videos. But if you want to check that out, guys, that's Media Garbies. Some absolutely amazing work he done on that model. Just very, very good. All right. Now I'm going to go with some Retributor armor, and we're going to go for sort of bangles on himself first. Now those birds are starting to come out, I can hear them. This one seems to be annoying. Bang on my camera, yep. So guys, just trying to make sure that I'm on camera. I'm in the middle of this little bangle seems to be really annoying. Right, let's get his little necklace. Got a little bit of bling hanging off of him here. Some more little bling hanging here. Now, let's go for this helmet. I've just realised he's got 2 ears, so I'm going to have to make this from go onto there. Now with the face, I don't know if I just to talk about the face, all I've done with the face is just dry brush it, okay? That was the other brush. Now I can actually get in a bit more, because this brush is actually, apart from the new handle that I have to get used to, it's actually a brilliant brush. I'm going to go with the Screamer Pink, I think it is, with the robes. There we go, it's a bit better. Not just for me to see them, but for you guys to see the actual model itself. Seems to start raining out there now, which is nice. Trying to carry the wet palette over without the actual top part of it getting wet. So you say, well, it's a wet palette, but yeah, underneath is wet, but you don't want to get the top greaseproof paper wet, because it just run the paint really down, really thin. You don't want it too thin. You want it, but you want to control how thin it is. This is the only fault I'd say with this model. Okay, under here, this bit of garment is all flat. I hate that on models. If it's flat and it's close to the base, that's fine. But when it's this high up, to me, I just don't like it. So that's a little bit on. It's a nice, it's actually a nice pink. No, it looks more like a purpley pink, to be honest with you. Zoom in. Yeah, this is the bit I'm talking about underneath. I don't like it when that's flat like that. This bit here. Yeah, it's been too robed, so I know so it would look like that anyway, but it's just, I don't like it. Zoom in. Zoom in. There's a head crest. Looks absolutely amazing. It's just simple lines across. Right, what I'm going to do now, I need to get a grey. I'm going to go the hair with a grey, I think. I know, I've just seen something that I want to do. Brown oxide. Across the straps. So right outside this little bit in the middle here. I've just seen another bit I've missed. Attribute armour. There's a little bit of ornate symboling around here. I'll focus in on him. I do apologise, guys. There's some. It always loves focusing on everything, but I wanted to. Again, that's probably my fault. It's probably me still learning, camera angles and stuff like that. As you just seen I moved the light to get a bit of more light on the model. Sorry, knocking the camera as well. There's his top of his stuff. Yeah, just trying to get in there and get that. With his hands as well. When I did his hands, I didn't paint individual fingers. I dry brushed up and down, so it still gives me the darkness in between. There's a bit more of that Moonlord brass just in here. Need to put any here, but right, there's all the base colours done on the model. Very, very simple. Yeah, you could just give his skin a dry brush and take him to battle. Away he goes. But, you know, we're going to get a wash onto him or a contrast. I'm not sure yet. Skeleton hold contrast is a lovely contrast. I haven't used it yet, and I'm just going to plan on using it for horns. I'm just going to go with Raccoon Flesh Shade, just because I know how that works. 100%. I was going to go with this bad boy, Skeleton Horde, but my first thought would be on the horns, like, you know, the horn type material. But this guy doesn't have any horns, so I'm going to go with his skin. And plus, I'm going to dry brush it afterwards, so I don't want to sit here for like hours. Now, I'm going to go back to this one. See the tip of that? See the tip of it? It's all just fluffed out everywhere. It's just horrible. But again, this can be used for shading work and for dry brushing and stuff like that. So it's not a case of it's got no use again. One thing I've forgotten actually is hair. What the hell's that doing? I just see the camera jump twice there, guys. That's not me knocking it. Don't know if it's trying to zoom in on more than one thing or what else it's doing, I don't know. Right, so I've got a nice bit on the model. And what I do is I just go around and just take the excess away. Just pull them together. Just try and spread it out a bit. So I wanted to give it shade, but I also don't want big dark areas, you know. Wait for that to dry. I'm going to get base colour down on his hair. Down. Right, you a second, guys. Right. Now I did Mechanica Standard Grey in the hair, sorry. So you can see that. Come and zoom in. Zoom. Just a base colour in the hair. Now I'm going to go with, the shade's still wet, okay, but it's not an issue, because now I'm going to go with the Canaptic Ally, which is a layer paint. I've gone back to the old brush for dry brushing and stuff. It's edge blade. Because it's a layer paint, I can put some on, sorry, spit some on. Layer paint goes on bright and dulls itself down. See the brush, look at the brush. It's gone all moody on me totally. The two colours actually go really well together. The Runelord Brass and the Kinetic Alloy. Just a detail on that. Because I think I've got the lighting wrong here, but again, you know, don't worry, I'll show you some pretty pictures at the end. Just absolutely amazing. I can already see how well they're going together. I know the Kinetic Alloy is a layer paint, like I said, so it will dull itself down. But it's just, I can already see how good they look. Now, I'm not going to do the whole staff with the Kinetic Alloy, so I'll do bits and pieces here and there. Right, that's that. Now I'm going for Warlock Purple, and we're going to bring it along. Sorry, what am I doing here? Oh, it's gone all weird on me again. I'm just going to bring it along, run it down. I want to keep the pink base colour. I'm essentially just edge highlighting, okay? When I say edge highlighting, it's probably more between a dry brush and an edge highlight. So I'm just getting a faint amount, just to, not to take away from that pink, but also to really just lighten up here and there. They just done it again, didn't they? It just jumped again. What's going on with that camera? I mean, it was jumped to a better picture than great, fantastic. I did it on purpose. You know, I don't know what's going on with it. Am I too close? Have I got the light in the wrong way? There's a light from outside that's starting to come up, starting to affect the lighting that I have here. That's one of the reasons why I come out so early in the morning to paint, because I've got more control of the light. But it's also, look at the background there, you can hear the birds singing away. I don't have music playing on my channel, because you could have a free piece of music playing that, you know, that someone's made and it's free to use and all that, and all of a sudden that piece of music becomes really popular, and then what happens is it's a copyright infringement, and then you have to take the video down, or, you know, and it could be 6 months time you have to take the video down. So no, it's not. So that's why I don't use music on my channel. Unfortunately, guys, you hear my manly voice. Yeah, that's actually amazing. The cloak there. Hopefully it dries down nice. But see, Warlock Purple is a very old paint. It's not a layer paint or nothing. It's just a paint. Right. We've got one gem here. You do it again. Zoomed out on me again. Come on. Focus in. Okay, so there's one gem up here. What are you doing? There's one gem up just above my thumb. That's front and back. There's a little gem on these robes there. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to go with some moot green, I think, just to contrast everything else. And it gives the shades are almost dry. You can see this little six pack in there, it's not quite done yet. And then it'll be dry brushing time for that. So let me just get some moot green. This is the airbrush version. I'll just pick him up by the weapon after dry brushing it. Nice, very clever. Now hopefully I don't have to give that another once over with the green. Hopefully that's going to stay. Yeah, hoping. That's lovely. Hoping that's going to stay with the colours around it, that they're going to contrast it so much that it looks a lot brighter than it is. Right, let's put you down. Right, so I'm going to get some Corax white and I'm going to start dry brushing this hair. A nice amount of hair there, and I think the grey I used first of all isn't quite dry yet, which is great, because things like hair, you want it to be mixed. If you look at say cat's hair, I have a ginger cat at home. If you look at his hair, it's not all ginger. There's yellows and there's reds and there's, you know, browns and stuff in his hair, but collectively he looks ginger. I mean, this is a weird colour in itself. It's Corax white, but it comes out like a really light grey. It's the first time I've used that colour, so not familiar with it. Sorry guys. Right, now we're going to Sweeping Skull. So no, is this ready to be dry brushed yet? Don't know if that's ready to be dry brushed yet. Yeah, I think it needs to be dry brushed here and there, but some of it is just a little bit wet, so I have to just be very selective. I mean, look at his feet, it's horrible. The reason that's horrible is because I forgot to take away any pulling from there. Let's get his hands. I wish it would stop zooming in and out. So now it's probably my fault. I'm probably doing something really wrong here. You can see on the back of his foot here, it's still a little bit wet, so I'm just going to leave that for a second. Concentrate on the other leg. Just next to the brush there, you see that brown blob, it's still a bit wet, so I'm just going to do a little move around and a little touch up with the brush. Screaming Skull again is a layer paint, so it's great for dry brushing because you can always go back over the areas here and there. Hands on here a little bit. In front of them ears. They did have a bit of leather on his strap, so I'm just going to give it a little stipple there. Give this little thing this little tooth on his chest, hanging off his chest, a little subtle little touch, not too much. And his robes there, I actually do want to get just a little flick here and there onto it. You go, oh no, John, no. It will dull down, so it's not a panic. So I'm not doing the whole thing, I'm just doing a little bit here and there. You can see that axe, that sickle, it looks so amazing. I'm actually really impressed with that. Let's have a look at the staff head. Yeah, I think the lighting's gone weird because the lighting from outside is coming in and interfering. But we're almost done. There's only two small things to do, and I need White Scars layer paint for that. Come on. This is very simple, but very. No, I'm going to go with the new brush for this one. It's a very important piece. Going in for the little teeth. With that, you want it to be, where are we? Yeah, just nice little dry brush in there. Going to whack a little bit of this in the eyes. Because we are actually going to go for a different colour for the eyes. Just want to get as bit in there as possible to line it up a little bit. This is me now flapping away and start touching things I should be touching and trying to give little highlights here and there that may or may not need it, but I'm just doing it anyway. Now I'm going to grab what colour I'm going to grab? Probably going to grab Crocodile red for the eyes. Right, I actually saw Mephiston red first before I came across Crocodile red, so I grabbed that one instead. See that? I think this guy looks amazing. Now, the only thing for me with this model, once everything's dry and I look at it again, I might give it a secondary dry brush with on the skin, like across the chest and stuff, with maybe with like White Scars White or something like that, just across the muscles on the chest and the six pack and the ribs. Just to, you know what? That's actually, I'm going to give it a minute or two to dry. Make sure it's fully dry. I'm going to do that now. So we can get some White Scars Slayer paint. I'm going to just dry brush it here and there. Especially along those ribs. Really just bring that height up as much as I can. There's a bird just flew in here. I was sitting here the other day doing something. I think there's actually Garavelin Necron Warriors ready for some sort of painting challenge because I've got heaps of Necrons now to paint. And a robin flew in and was hovering right in the air in front of me. I was, oh my goodness me. It lifted me out of it. I was not expecting a bird to fly in. I mean, they do fly in time to time. So I'll start grabbing, you know, any insects they can find. I'm actually ended up giving this a whole once over with White Scars, I think. Just because I'm really feeling this model. And it's going to be a long video, guys, sorry. 49 minutes I'm hitting, oh my goodness me. Sorry, I do apologise. I know some of you don't like long videos. And some of you actually love long videos to sit and listen to whilst you're painting your own models, which is great. For those of you that don't like long videos, what you need to do is just chuck this on. You know, not this video or any other long video that I have, whilst you're painting your own models. And see what you'll be so surprised at how nicer it feels. As one of my viewers, one of you guys, I think it was Kenneth West said it. It's like having your buddy in the room with you. You know, it's absolutely amazing. And it is nice when you can hear someone talking whilst you're painting. Especially when they're talking about stuff that you know and you're into as well. And chances are you could be doing something and I could use a colour combination and you were thinking, oh, should I use this colour or that colour? And just by chance, you'd hear me talk about mixing these two colours together and you go, oh, actually, let me have a look at that, how that turns out. And it helps you out then. I'm just waffling, as I always do. Wow, guys, this is actually coming along really nice. It's part of my problem as well. When do I stop? I get to a point and go, I'm happy with this, but I want to do a little bit more here, a little bit more there. and then it starts getting more and more and more. No, I need to put it down. I need to say finished. That's finished. I will be here all morning, just adding more and more highlights and levels to it, and get carried away. Right, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. I will show you some close-up pictures. Until next time, guys, take it easy.